Babe of the day. Babe of the day. June Wilkinson. This English model and actress just gets it. She had a decent acting career, but is best known for her nude modeling, particularly in Playboy magazine. There are reasons people talked about June Wilkinson back then, and continue to talk about her now. She looks good from every angle. She's 5'6", which is actually a respectable height, but a lot of times you think that she would be taller. But no, she's just 5'6". Just extremely well put together. Her measurements, she says, are actually, 40, 22, 35, which actually puts her in line pretty close to Jayne Mansfield. A lot of publications, no matter where you read it, a lot of times they'll make her bigger than she actually is. But she actually has said on record that her measurements were 40, 22, 35. She developed very early in life. And in London, she became the youngest topless dancer at age 15. Which is kind of incredible. I mean, it's incredible that they allowed it for one thing, but to be able to be qualified, that's something else. Now, her famous nickname is the Bosom, and she didn't actually get that until 1958 with her first Playboy magazine appearance by Hugh Hefner. And then she has used that ever since then, just the Bosom. And she became extremely popular. Never like very mainstream popular at the time, like in the late 50s and early 60s. She did appearances in TV shows, a lot of popular TV shows, but mostly just like B movies, things at the time. It really wasn't until her later years, like in the 70s and going into the 80s, that she was in a bit more mainstream productions. See, she looked good as a brunette, too. I mean, she really could have gone either way, blonde or brunette. It's hard to say what she looks best as. You'll have to tell me in the comments below. Tell me if you like her better as a brunette or as a blonde. And then, of course, with the British accent, too, it says, oh, that just gets it. I like when they show her pictures like doing domestic stuff, like that one a little bit back where she's washing dishes or whatever. Somehow you just don't see her as the domestic type. Maybe she is. She was married only once. She never remarried. Oh, here's her with muffler. These are some promotional pictures for a muffler company. And oh, that's a trick right there. The martini glasses. She's not afraid to show herself off. I like every one of these pictures. I think every one of them's a gem. And it's kind of funny. I mean, they're amusing too, because that she's just playing off of that. She's just having a good time with it. It's kind of nice to know when, any woman, when they have a sense of humor about themselves, whether they're attractive or whether they're unattractive. Phyllis Diller made a fortune telling people how ugly she was and everything, and that works for her. And, and in a way, and that just makes them appealing when they're a little bit more open to it. And people like, June Wilkinson and Jayne Mansfield, they made a living playing off of their looks, and joking about it and everything. It says, there is no woman that's more unappealing than one that doesn't have a sense of humor. Lucky guy. He gets to measure. Says, oh, it's all professional, I bet you. And the thing is about June Wilkinson, she kept herself up all these years. You can see pictures of her in her 70s, in her late 70s and everything, and she still looks, great. Which is unusual. It doesn't usually happen that way. Everybody ages a little bit different, but she aged very well. The lingerie photos, those are probably the best. I mean, she looks good in any photos, the swimsuit photos, but the lingerie photos, I don't know, they really just seem to suit her. And then, of course, this one with the diving board in the furs. That was very fashionable back then, being, scantily dressed in a fur. And then, of course, the bathtub photos are showering. That was always sort of kinky back then. That's quite a towel. She was on an episode of the Batman TV series playing one of the villainesses, Evelina. The Bellboy and the Playgirls. This is a shot from that movie. One of them B movies that still has sort of a cult following. I'm sure that's the biggest shirt that she could afford. Just can't afford any more better fitting shirts. I knew another actress lady who actually has said that, just met her. They weren't close friends or anything, but they seen each other and said that she's just a really nice person in real life. That she wasn't, snobby or anything about what she did. Because sometimes there are. You see these models in magazines and pictures and they flaunt themselves. And they seem to have this, really uptight attitude. Oh, don't talk to me. I don't like to be known for. But that's not June Wilkinson. She actually seemed to enjoy what she did. This is a really good series of photos, these bedroom shots. Here, I think they were like late 70s or early 80s. And yeah, that's a picture of her in her later years, and she still looks, fantastic. This is amazing. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this tribute to June Wilkinson as much as I did. If you weren't aware of her before, you are now. Go back and check her out. Her photos appear like in a lot of Playboy retrospective magazines, and her movies that she's made are out there too. Thank you very much.